Last day. Last hill.
I definitely had the best time in Mongolia.
This is it. We're going.
But before I left, I had to confess.
This is the best honcho I've been with. I recommend to go with him next time. Everyone hit him up.
Even though I had to say goodbye, I was finally on my way back, finishing the entire Trans-Mongolian route.
Okay, so no storage space this time, but monitors, nice kettle, and a magazine, and we're setting off.
Good morning.
As you can see, I've lost track of time again as we kept sweeping and sweeping through the plains of the Gobi Desert until we were able to reach the final destination and end the journey at Beijing one last time. I don't know why I censored that, but it should be very obvious by now. It felt like the chapter was ending already, but it only just got started. I was prepared for the long train ride again, but this time it was going to be lots of sunlight according to the weather, with a surprising amount of falcons and camels roaming the desert. But a few hours later, I got tired of filming out the window and found this room where I could peacefully reflect on everything of my life so far, on for the rest of the train ride. It was the moment when I could finally feel time slowing down and paused. It was a strange mechanical pause in the empty carriage that reminded me how far I was traveling. These last 30 hours were going to be a little tough as I needed to reassemble my travel patterns for the last 2 weeks overseas before I could finally reach home. I knew I was taking it way too far. Part of me whispered, just go home, follow the traditional corporate path. That voice carried the weight of responsibility. But then another voice spoke just as strongly. You still have time, you're young, why not keep wandering, keep exploring, even if it feels like you're wasting it. Isn't that what youth is for, to spend, not to save?
Okay, this is the second stop right now, and I'm currently in the middle of nowhere again.
Look, Mum, I can do no hands.
It's pretty hot today. Look at that.
As the train already screeched, slowed, and came to a halt, I was checking out in the middle of Sainshand, a quiet desert town that I was able to track on Google Maps.
You can read it right behind me.
With a 15-minute short break to spare, there wasn't much to see, but much to reflect, as life would always keep moving, just like my own train that I'm about to miss. As the whistle blew, I was already leaving Sainshand behind. The wheels picked up their rhythm once more, and with it, my thoughts settled into a calmer pace. Camels appeared as brown silhouettes against the horizon, and for a while, I just sat at the window, realizing that I could be checking out what's on the other side.
Close at 6:30.
I waited at the diner, hoping to expand my thoughts and letting the beauty of the Gobi carry me instead of my worries. But noticing that with the limited choices on tonight's menu, I went with the most obvious choice. And speaking of that, I really wonder, who am I really? I mean, I've secretly questioned about my ancestry for a while, as I was raised in 2 completely different cultures, but suspecting to have roots somewhere else, where I loved the cold weather, loved eating lamb the most out of all choices for meat. Was much taller in my own culture, but mostly very resilient the more I kept facing challenges. Maybe these are just stereotypes at the end of the day, even though it's always feeling like I belong to both and neither at the same time. But maybe these are just coincidences, or even stereotypes we attach to whole nations and cultures. Or maybe I should just get my DNA test later and focus on the trip, because we literally got stuck at the border for a solid 5 hours before we passed immigration, and we're allowed to take the train back to China. I guess you thought the trip was really over until you realized that you had some unfinished business to take care of. Just something probably worth seeing, as I did secretly plan this for a while before I left for Chengdu. Just one more thing I promise, before I go back home.
Last day. Last hill. Just collected as much currencies as I could.